Ja, guten Morgen. Welcome to Lesson 1, Part 28. So, as I tell you with every video, this lesson is only going to make sense if you have the latest version of the first set of lesson texts open on your desktop in front of you. If you don't have that version, don't worry. Just find the link just below this video. It should say something along the lines of buddhajoy.com/first quarter class materials.html. Give that link a click. It'll take you to a page. The second item on that page, you'll be able to download. It contains the link that will enable you to download the latest version of that set of practice texts. So, if this is your first time tuning in, do yourself a favor. Stop this video, go back to Lesson 1, Part 1. Give yourself some context. You'll be glad you did. Okay, so everyone who's watching now is a hard charger. Everyone now who's watched all 27 previous videos. Let's look at today's lesson. So we'll start on page 8, and the heading in bold Arial reads, Chog Chain's Mystic Path to an Arhat's Spiritual Resiliency. Let's explore that by way of contrast. So let's jump back 4 pages to page 4, Lam Rim's Intellectual Path to a Buddha's Spiritual Mastery. So you have 2 paths. You have an intellectual path and you have a mystic path. Lam Rim, which is Tibetan for gradual path, is the intellectual path that we just discovered. We just explored contrived concentration, spontaneous concentration, the non-satisfactory nature of suffering. We just explored the impermanent nature of suffering, how things in our life aren't us, how they aren't our possessions, even though they can feel that way, how they are utterly ungraspable, and consequently it would behoove us to let go of them, how we could let go of them, how reasons we would let go of them, when we will let go of them, and of course we finally explored the momentum of finally letting them go. That's all intellectual, and that takes us to the place where eventually we will get so comfortable with Buddha's techniques of devotion, awareness, love, and letting go that we'll be able to practice them. We'll master them to such a degree that we'll be able to practice them spontaneously, habitually, easily, and effectively. Now let's jump forward to page 8. So, in contrast to the intellectual path, we have the mystic path. In Tibetan, that's Chog Chen. I like using Tibetan words here and there sparingly because they often contain less syllables than their Sanskrit or English counterparts, and they're a tip of the hat to the teachers who benefited me on the path. I've had the very good fortune to receive teachers from every sect of Buddhism, but none have affected me as profoundly as my Tibetan ones. So Chog Chen also refers to the tantric practice of the completion stage. In the completion stage, well, let me give you some context. In tantric Buddhism, there are 3 stages of tantra. There's many ways of translating it into English. We have the creation stage, where you deal with offerings and visualizations and mantras and a little bit of love. A little bit. Then you have the second stage, which is the completion stage, where you deal with the channels and the energy and the sensations of bliss within those channels. And then you have the great completion stage, where we deal with the ultimate nature of spontaneous awareness. Typically, that's not taught until students have jumped through many hoops for many years, but I do not possess the intestinal fortitude required to dangle blessings before you, like a piece of yarn before a kitty cat. Do not wish to do that. So, in this course, you're going to learn Lam Rim and Chogchen simultaneously. We're going to start with in this first lesson. And of course, these videos are a collection of lesson 1. You're going to start off with arguably the highest aspect of Buddhist Tantra, which is the nature of awareness, or the union of awareness and letting go. The fruit of this tantric path, this mystic path, is an arhat spiritual resiliency. You still feel the full spectrum of human emotions. So if anyone tells you you're going to get a negative emotion lobotomy, they are grossly mistaken or are flat out lying. What's being offered to us here is an arhat spiritual resiliency. So we're aware of what we're feeling, but it doesn't possess us. It doesn't own us. We're not a slave to our emotions. We're not a slave to our sensations. We're not a slave to our impulses. That's huge. That can go a very long way to increasing the quality of our life. I'm going to check how long this video is so far. Okay, not too long. So, the second line on page 8 reads, the Mahamudra, which is Sanskrit for union, of awareness and letting go. Now, literally, it's not union. It's Maha means great, Mudra means seal, so the great seal. Of course, when you seal 2 pieces of paper with a hot wax, that unifies them and creates a union. Literally, it could be translated as the great seal, or it could be translated as the union. So this is the union of awareness and letting go. So we have, if memory serves correctly, 6 exercises. And these are all silent exercises. We start off with semi-spontaneous awareness. And then we step into truly spontaneous awareness. Now before we were doing verbal exercises, and I think we noticed what we felt most strongly in the moment. And we just focused on that, whether it was pain or whether it was pleasure, whether it was grotesque or whether it was glorious. Now we're doing something a lot more gentle. And so I direct you to guide your attention to the first exercise at the very top of page 8. First line we read the question, the 3-syllable question, what feeling? On the out-breath, we see the intention, letting go. Well, notice 3-syllable is balanced. 3-syllable is manageable. Trying to do 7 syllables or 10 syllables or 20 syllables on an in-breath will make you dizzy, it'll make you fall down, make you wiggle funny on the floor. And you know the cat will be judging you for that. Nobody wants that. So 3 syllables is very manageable. Now remember, these are still rhetorical, assumptive questions. These are rhetorical. It's not our job to crawl into our prefrontal cortex and try to answer these questions. These are not hard-ass questions. These are lazy bastard questions. What, you could ask, is a lazy bastard question? It's rhetorical. You ask it, and then you let go. And so here's the secret of the ages. Few people know this. Whether we know it or not, whether we feel it or not, yes, I'm going to use the B word, whether we believe it or not, on every in-breath, our body tenses up, even just subtly. And that tensing has a spiritual application. What is that, you may ask? The spiritual application of tensing would be holding on with our attention or concentrating. The opposite is observable on the out-breath. On the out-breath, whether we feel it or not, whether we notice it or not, we let go, we relax, even just a little bit. The spiritual application of that relaxation is letting go of our grasp on things, beings, and phenomena. Letting go of our grasp on the past, the present, the past, and the future. Letting go of our grasp on perception, memory, and fantasy or dread. So what we're going to ask on the in-breath is, what feeling? And that's passively guiding the inner computer of our subconscious to notice what we're feeling. Physically, emotionally, just what are we feeling? And this requires courage, because our job is not to filter out the yucky stuff. Our job is not to squelch and minimize the yucky stuff. Our job is not to hold on to the good stuff with white-knuckle intensity. No, I'm not going to let go. It's mine. I'm a wealthy merchant. No. Just observe what we're feeling, physically or emotionally, and let go. Remember, you've been training yourself in all those verbal exercises. You've been training yourself to let go. And so now we do it. And with that great psychic momentum behind us, and the natural propensity of our body to let go with every in-breath, we simply intend to let go. We cannot command ourselves to let go. That's like screaming at a flaccid penis, expecting it to get erect. It's not going to do it. It's not going to work. Not at all. Am I blushing yet? But we can guide our intention and our physiology to do what we're designed to do. We're designed to notice on the in-breath. We're designed to let go on the out-breath. So let's play with this now for 3 breaths. You'll notice to the left it says in-breath and out-breath, and of course that's the contemplative notation that you already know about if you watched the prior 27 videos. And to the right it says there's an X, an apostrophe, an S, a 1, a dash, a 3. And that means do this for 1 to 3 breaths. You'll also notice that the numeral 3 is bold and underlined, which is my less than subtle way of saying, psst, hey, do this for 3 breaths. You'll be glad you did. So let's do this right now. What feeling? Letting go. I recommend doing this with your eyes closed. So you're sitting with your feet flat on the ground, your tush on your chair, your head over your shoulders and your shoulders over your tush. Your hands up to the side, palms up. Don't touch your fingers at this point. We call this just a natural pose or gesture or mudra. What feeling? Letting go. Jaw relaxed, tongue, tip of the tongue gently touching the roof of the mouth just behind the incisors. What feeling? Letting go. Letting go doesn't mean you stop experiencing what you're experiencing. It just means that we let go and begin to explore its non-graspable nature. Not from an intellectual point of view, but from a visceral, gut-level point of view. That's right, for those of you who know Yiddish, meditating from the shpilkas. Okay. I'm going to check how long this video is going. We've been going about 13 minutes. I think that's enough for today. So what I'm going to do is wish you well. May you and yours be healthy and happy. Om Mani Padme Hum. I'm going to remind you to find the button just below the video that says like. It's a thumbs up. Click the thumbs up like button. That'll reveal 3 social networking buttons, a Facebook, a Twitter, and a Google+. Go for it. Share this video with your friends. I couldn't wait. Oh, and in closing, I'll remind you that the second link, or the first link right below this video, takes you to the registration page, so you can register for the next series of weekly webinars. When does that begin? That begins Friday, the 2nd of November. I'll see you there. Bye-bye.